welcome to my first official YouTube video. My name is Brian. I'm going to be putting up a bunch of guitar videos here in sort of no particular order, and they're going to range from anything to beginner to intermediate to advanced to expert. This lesson is sort of your intermediate lesson, and this is your ultimate blues scale. Okay, you may never have heard of this scale before, because it's not a scale I ever found in a book. It's not a scale anyone ever taught me. It's really just a collection of notes that I think sound very good over a major chord or a dominant chord. And it looks like this if I were to play it quickly for you, and then I'll break it down a little bit. Say I'm starting here over an A chord or an A7. Scale looks like this. Okay. Now let's break that down. We're starting with our middle finger on the root note. Okay. I'm doing this in A. I think it's easiest for most guitar players to learn things in A. Okay. So I'm going root here with my middle finger. From there, I get up to the 3rd fret on the A string, which gives us a C note. Okay, and I'm sliding directly into a C sharp. Okay, from there I'm landing on the 7th fret of the A string with my pinky, and that is our E note, which is our 5th over in the key of A. That's our 5th. Okay, from there I got my first finger on the 4th fret of the D string, okay, giving us an F sharp note, middle finger right next to it on a G note, and then landing on a pinky on an A note. Okay, and that's our first half of the scale. So again, pretty simple. Okay, from here, we take it, I prefer to go back to my first finger here on the 5th fret of the G string, okay, which is giving us a C note again, and doing a hammer on right into the 6th fret. Okay, so a C into a C sharp. From there you got first finger on the 5th fret of the B string, which is our E note, 7th fret on the B string, which is an F sharp note, then 8th fret on the B string, which is a G note, and then landing to complete the scale back on A on the E string, which is the 5th fret. Okay, and from there you can continue up the scale to another C to a C sharp, which would just be 8th fret into 9th fret. You can do that with your pinky. Okay, so the whole scale sounds like this. Okay, now backwards you got to be careful, because you never want to hit, when you're playing the blues, you never really want to hit the flat 3rd into the 3rd going backwards. You always want to come from the 3rd. From the flatted 3rd into the 3rd. So you never want to go major 3rd into flatted 3rd over a major chord or a dominant chord. That's just going to sound a little off. Okay, so when you get to that point, you got to flip and come backwards on the scale. Alright, from here, you got first finger on the 5th fret of the D string, and I usually slide that down to hit this F sharp note, which is the 4th fret of the D string. Getting my pinky back here on E, 7th fret of the A string, and then again we get our flatted 3rd into our major 3rd, so you got to do this kind of backwards. So you get C into C sharp, and then you land with your middle finger back on A. Okay, so the whole thing backwards sounds like this. Okay, very cool sounding scale. I drew some tabs out here. I'm not a very techie guy, so I have these on a dry erase pad. You might want to jot these down or just pause the video for a couple minutes so you can really see what's going on here. Okay, so up top we just have a regular scale chart. Down below we have tabs, and again that's in the key of A. Okay, this scale can be moved to any position, which I will demonstrate to you next here. So I have a little loop here, just a regular kind of 12-bar blues thing, and I'll give you an example of how you can move this scale. You can play it directly over each chord, starting on the 6th fret. Okay, starting on your low E string, you can move to, okay, so I'm in the key of A. If I go to the 4 chord, which would be my D chord or D7 or however you want to play it, I can take that exact scale and play it right there. Okay, and it gives you that really bluesy kind of flavor, which you get from playing scales directly over chords, as opposed to playing, one pentatonic scale the whole time, which can get kind of boring. You're now taking the listener on much more of a journey by moving over the chord. Okay, when I get up to the E chord, okay, which is my 5, I can do the same thing. So I'm just playing that scale again, starting from the E, starting from my root being E. Okay, and then I come back and play it over A. So here's a short loop, and this is what I was playing in the beginning just to give you an example. And I'm only going to hit notes that are in this scale. Here we go. Okay, so that was just a quick example. There's a million possibilities you can do with this scale. So get comfortable with it, noodle around with it, and please leave comments. Let me know what you thought about the lesson. I'm going to be putting a lot more on here, so check them out. If anyone's interested in Skype guitar lessons, I'm also offering that as a service. You can leave me a comment on the page, or I might have a link right to an email address, so you can drop me an email. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. I hope you guys liked it, and have a good day.